All right, we are on the last page of day 7 notes, and we have a couple more examples to do. Number 7 says find the value of E. And looking around, we got to find some clues in here. I kind of see that 115 hanging out in the middle there. And I notice that it is on a line with a separator, and that means I can find the other angle on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do linear pair. Equals 180 degrees, and so 180 take away 115 will leave me with 65. And so this angle here, it has to be 65. And to be honest with you, so does this angle. You can either think it's on the line, on a different line with the 115 with the separator in between, or you can think the 65s are vertical angles, so we could use any of those. We can also say vertical angles are congruent. Whichever you use. All right, so with that in mind, I now see that I have this triangle here. And in that triangle, I know that the 3 angles will sum to equal 180 degrees. And so if I take 180 and I take away the 65 and I take away the 30, I will have a number of degrees left. Let's see if I can find my calculator. It should be 85. 180 minus 65 minus 30 is 85. We can go ahead and put that 85 right here. Okay. If you notice that 85 has a linear pair partner on the other side of the separator there, we could go back to doing another linear pair and taking 180, taking away that 85. My pen doesn't want to write for some reason. I don't know why. There we go. Take away 85. 180 minus 85 would give us 95 degrees. And that 95 degrees will go right here. Okay. Let's see, what else can we do? I think I'm going to go ahead and do it with this other triangle that I have up here. In this triangle, we have a triangle sum again. This time it's 180. Take away the 65 and take away the 34-degree angle, and we will be left with 81 degrees. And so that 81 could go right here. And then we could do the same thing with the linear pair again. That 81 on the other side of the separator, we can do 180, take away 81, and we will be left with 99 degrees. And so 99 can go here. Okay, and we could do E a bunch of different ways now. One way that we are probably a little unfamiliar with, but anytime that you have a quadrilateral, which is a 4-sided figure, okay, like we have here, just like a triangle adds up to 180, a quadrilateral sums to 360 degrees. So that's one way we could do it. If we don't see that, or you don't remember that little fact, then you could look at another triangle. If you look at this big triangle here, and you could go ahead and say 180 degrees in that big giant triangle, take away one of his angles, which is 34, take away another angle, which down in the corner is 95. We will have E left over, which ends up being 51 degrees. And we could be done. Just to show you another one, if you notice this triangle here laying down, or at least I think it looks like it's laying down, taking a nap. We have 180 degrees in that triangle. Take away his one angle of 9, take away the other angle of 30, and we will have, again, E coming out to be 51 degrees. So sometimes it's nice to double check and make sure that you did all your math correctly. Okay, next one up. If you notice here in this question, we have find the measure of angle F, and they're giving you little clues here with these little arrows. Again, those little arrows mean that those lines are parallel. And not only are those pair of lines parallel, but these lines are also parallel to each other. And if we trace over our nice parallel lines, I'm going to go ahead with tracing over these ones first. And I'm going to trace over this line here because that acts as my transversal. I think you guys can see that those two angles that they have there, 4x minus 2 and 3x plus 7, if we do our highlighting, oops, that's not a highlighter. Let's try again. If we highlight these angles and we highlight these angles, those would all be equal to each other. And if we highlight these angles and these angles, those would all be equal to each other. And if you notice, our 4x minus 2 is green, and our 3x plus 7 is red. And therefore, those are not equal. They will not be congruent. So therefore, the only other relationship is that they will add up to equal 180. They'll be supplementary. And in fact, if you think about what their name is, those are same side interiors. Third time we've seen them in this day 7 notes. Same side interior angles are supplementary. Supplementary refers that those two angles add up to equal 180 degrees. And so if we take the 4x minus 2, add the 3x plus 7 to it, it will equal 180 degrees. 4x and 3x is 7x. Negative 2 plus 7 is positive 5, equal to 180. If I subtract 5, I get 175. And if I divide by 7, it comes out to be 25. But that is not what they wanted to know. They want to know angle F. So now I got to take my 25, put it back in. 4 times 25 is 100. 100 minus 2, this angle ends up being 98 degrees. And 3 times 25 is 75. 75 plus 7 ends up being 82 degrees. Okay. If we take a look at this other pair of parallel that they have here, and maybe use this as our transversal instead, that 98 and this angle here are also same side interiors with just a different pair of parallel lines, and therefore they're supplementary, and supplementary with 98 would be 82. Okay. And then F is a vertical angle with that 82, and so we can say vertical angles are congruent, and F must come out to be 82 degrees. Okay, all right. We have 2 more problems, and I'll catch that in the next video.